banter. Balls and banter. No excuses, just win, win, win with your balls and banter. We got balls, we got pucks, we got sticks, we got everything in between. We got balls and banter.
All right, folks, it is Tuesday. Damn glad to be with you. Sorry that we weren't here on Thursday, but we're here now. Whole gang's here. Zach in studio. Tom and Nate joining us from afar. Jonathan here hitting the keys. How is everybody doing today?
I am doing well, and I got to tell you, I watched an unbelievable documentary last night called Happy People by Werner Herzog, and it's about these people who are trappers that live in Russia in the middle of nowhere. And, you know, I don't fancy myself as being like, you know, a like real sort of outdoorsy kind of guy, but I do think that, you know, I am adaptable, and if push comes to shove, I have, and I still can, you know, be able to survive out in the wilderness. Bro, these dudes going trapping for sable in the winter, that's a whole other level, man.
That is a whole nother level. Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say maybe we do like a team competition and we just take the whole Balls of Mantra crew, throw us in the wild and see who lasts longest. I don't know what the prize is, though, and I don't think it would be great TV.
Bro, this guy was cutting wood in like very specific type of wood to make his own snow skis. And then there's another guy in the village that makes everybody canoes and stuff. And it's like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I would freeze to death. I would die.
No, fair point. You see stuff like that and you realize like, man, I did some cool shit overseas, some real man shit. And then you're like, but I'm not really a man. Like, there's a lot of stuff I just can't even do. Very inadequate. Very inadequate.
I don't even get out of bed in the winter, so I'd be screwed.
Yeah. Well, when we're not there yet, Jonathan. When we get to this, can we blow that image up a little bit? If not, no worries. But let's talk wrestling for a second, because it was SummerSlam this weekend at the best stadium in all of America, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I will say this: it is a badass stadium. But did you get to watch it, guys? Did y'all get to see it?
I got to see Sunday. I didn't get to see Saturday.
Have you ever seen a bigger LED screen in your life, like at that ramp?
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah.
I mean,
that was insane.
WWE, we knew this, but not hurting for money. That board costs so much money, it's insane. Wild. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a fun two-night event. You know, you've got WrestleMania and SummerSlam, both two-night events now. Some great matches. There's always some throwaway matches too. But I thought just off the top that the Seth Roman match on Sunday was an outstanding match. I thought it was a good match. Like, you didn't like it, Tom?
No.
Okay. I thought it was great.
No.
What did you like about it?
Well, I felt like I was watching Roman Reigns wrestle himself, because you know, this is my own thing. When you have two people like that, and let me just couch this by saying they're both good entertainers, they're both good wrestlers, but their characters, you know, I know are distinct, but they just look so similar to me that it's hard to, you know, other than the tattoo, of course, of Roman Reigns, it's hard for me to differentiate between the two, because they're similar height, beards, long hair, that whole gig that's going on. But, you know, I mean, I guess it was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites.
There was no interference. I'm curious what your favorites are, but there was no interference. You know, there was no bloodline stuff. It just was, I don't know. I thought it was good. It went to the end, lasted a long time. You know, everyone using each other's finishers.
The storytelling was phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they tapped into the whole Shield thing, everything. That was great.
Yeah.
I didn't like when they went out in the crowd. That does seem like a new staple of every big Roman Reigns thing, is to like walk through the crowd and punch each other. And it's just to cover up that he doesn't have that many moves and can't really do like a 25-minute match that's like not just him doing a bunch of Superman punches and spears. So like, and they do that every time to cover it up. This one wasn't as bad. Like I remember the match with The Rock. They were like going through the crowd and like picking up water bottles and hitting each other and being like, wow. And it was like, bro, that was an empty plastic water bottle. So at least this one, they didn't stay out there too long and work their way through. But I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, I really did too. Tom, you're welcome to your opinion, though. I respect the hell out of it. But you're right, Nate. Like, you don't think about that much. Like, Roman's bigger than life. He's arguably the biggest character they've got. He's good looking. He's got a great character. He's got all that. But he doesn't have many moves. Like, bro doesn't do a whole lot. Like, and yet it still works.
When Rollins put him up on the corner and suplexed him off, it was like, I was like, man, that might be the first time I've ever seen Reigns come off the top rope.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's not, but like at the same time, you never see him up there.
No, that's true. That is very true. Okay, so Tom, what were some of your favorite matches?
Oh, from SummerSlam, they all kind of blur together for me. The Danhausen match,
Human Monies. I love the Danhausen stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of I don't know. This era of wrestling, just there's something about it that just it's really not doing anything for me. These long entrances and these pre-taped things that they show before the entrance of one more time. I'm in. It's I just feel like it's the same thing over and over and over again. I don't feel like there's much creativity as there once was.
But hold on, you're the one who always says, if I'm not mistaken, WWE leads the charge on creative and like being out front and center of all that stuff.
Right, and I think that they've plateaued for some reason, and I'm not sure. Well, I kind of have an idea of why they have plateaued, and I think a lot has to do with Vince McMahon, and I just feel like that the overall creative vision isn't there. And when you don't have that one sort of creative vision, you go back to what's working and just don't try anything new. And I think they're just sort of in a rut right now.
Maybe so.
I feel like TKO buyout, can probably have some effect. Like, I don't know, maybe they've given them complete creative, but it just seems like the way they do all these tie-ins and like the advertising, like every time you blink, and like you just can't help but think that maybe TKO is like interfering a little bit with like what to do. I mean, like, this would be a great idea, even though I think the Pat McAfee thing was a complete work and TKO didn't do that at all. Yeah, I could see it. Corporate overloads take over, and it's like suddenly things get stale and a little watered down, and it's like that's the story of life, it seems like.
The corporate side, whether they've taken over any creative or not, I don't know. Like, what I hear is that Triple H is still good to go on that, but who knows? But the corporate stuff and the branding has definitely, you didn't used to see a single thing on the ring. Now all four corners, the center, everything is sold. And the commercials and, this next match is sponsored by, which that part's fine, I guess, but like.
Right. Well,
yeah.
I mean, it was like they had like the Gears of War like props and everything on. I can't remember whose entrance.
The Usos came out to that, yeah.
Yeah, that was insane. I was like, they have to have the ad as their intro.
Yeah, I'm sure they were like, what? Especially like Jay, no one gets more of a pop. Like Jay gets one of the biggest pops there is,
right?
And now everyone's like, what's on the ramp back there? I don't know. That was weird. Danhausen doesn't have a long run. There's an expiration date on it for sure, but I think it's been funny as hell.
Yeah, I think they could keep going, keep it fresh. Like, as long as they don't try to go too deep with his character, I feel like just keep it what it is.
Right. Yeah, don't try and push him over like as a good wrestler. Just keep him.
Right. He's just after money.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
Human monies, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
Did
the money? He's like, no.
I thought the KO return was awesome. I thought, Orton come. Awesome. I predicted both of those just in my little family pool. I tied one night. I lost the other night. It didn't really matter. My kids ended up getting my money no matter what. But those were fun returns. Chelsea Green getting the interim. I don't know why it's an interim title while Rhea's hurt. Usually they just pass it off. Yeah. This time it's interim. It's like, that's weird, but it's kind of fun because Chelsea's fun as hell. She doesn't look terrible either.
I think that leaves a little bookmark there. So when Rhea comes back, she instantly has a storyline.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh man, how do we work her back and get it relevant again?
Right.
It's just like, bam, she's in there for the title.
Okay, did you watch it? You didn't get to watch it?
No, I didn't get to.
Okay, so we'll speed this up since Zach didn't get to watch it. But Nate, what was your favorite match or two?
Oh man, I'm on the fence here. I need a list. I loved KO coming back, and the Danhausen one was good. But yeah, Seth versus Roman was a great way to cap it off. I'm pissed Roman won and Seth had to put him over, but yeah, that might be it for me.
Did you like Oba versus Brock? You didn't see it because you were working, or did you see it?
I saw it. It was good. You know what? There was one complaint I had about it. It seemed like there was a lot of like after the matches, like handshaking and like he's good.
Yeah.
Penta did it to Chad Gable. Roman and Rollins did it.
Yeah.
Brock did it.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait, everybody's hugging it out after every
Yeah. I know. You're supposed to do that backstage. That's all fine, but let's keep the kayfabe going. We want you to hate each other.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, I speaking of hate, we're gonna get into college ball later, but I just got to say this while the word hate is out there. I thought there's a lot of buzz about this. Kyle Whittingham at Big Ten Media Day saying, I don't think we need to hate Ohio State for them to be a good rival. I get the old school mantra. I think that he was the right hire. I think he's going to be phenomenal at Michigan. I think he's exactly what Michigan needed. But bro, we do have to have hate, not just in that rivalry, not just in the game, but in like Alabama and Auburn. You should hate each other. I'm not saying burn each other's houses down. Like, don't go that far, but like,
or poison a tree or something like that, or beat up a kid with cerebral palsy in a bathroom at the Orange Bowl for wearing a Notre Dame shirt. Yes, I get it.
There are lines.
Just break into the school and steal the mascot. What happened to those days?
Right. Maybe kidnap the headmaster's child. Nothing serious. Like, just. Anyways, I thought.
Go to Alice.
Yeah.
Mikey the Tiger. Let him free in Baton Rouge.
So, wrapping up wrestling. Tom sent this over. I know Tom. I like the old school stuff too. Like the 80s is my jam. This is like, I think this is pre-80. I don't even know when this is.
This is the 80s. Yeah.
Is this 80s still? Yeah.
Well, I think it's probably late 70s because you have Hulk Hogan, who's a middle Carter with Andre the Giant.
Right. Both of them middle Carters. So pop this up because this is true. So you've got Junkyard Dog and Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes, of course, works in a significant way behind the scenes with WWE now. Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace. Versus Buck Robley, Buddy Roberts versus Terry Gordy, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan, as Tom pointed out, mid-card. Ted DiBiase, also mid-card, wrestling Mr. Wrestling number 2. Real exciting name there. Paul Orndorff and Ken Mantle in a tag match against Wahoo McDaniel and the Grappler. Ray Candy and Killer Khan versus the Assassin and Stephen Little Bear, and then there's some other matches down there.
The reason why I sent this to you is a couple of reasons. One, I just can't believe, it's hard to believe that Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant were ever middle card. But one of the things that I miss about wrestling that the WWE has gotten away from are these different matches, like the dog collar match inside a steel cage. And I'm young, old enough to remember watching the dog collar match, and that was Junkyard Dog's specialty. And, and they would play it up. He'd have the dog collar on, swinging this big chain around, and then, they'd attach it to the person that he was wrestling and go through this big, ordeal of getting through the cage and getting in there. And then you had, what was it, the other one, the like a Texas rope match or something,
where they had they were connected to each other.
Yeah. You would have
strap match.
Yeah, strap match. You would have matches like that, or you would have a lumberjack match where that would be your main event, And the object of the lumberjack match is you'd have the two wrestlers in there, then all the other wrestlers who were on the undercard came out and surrounded the ring. So if you went out of the ring, they would throw you back in. They'd beat you up first and then throw you back in the ring.
Right.
And of course, you had the variation of the Canadian lumberjack match where they had belts and they would whip the wrestler outside before they threw him back in.
Yeah, I haven't seen I've seen a strap match in recent years. We've not seen a dog collar match I have not for a long time. But lumberjack, that's so easy to pull off. Like, that's not happening. I don't remember the last time I saw a lumberjack match.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, the overall creativity, and I know that, WWE has their own, style of matches they do. We went through the Attitude Era with, the hardcore matches and everything, and they were trying to get away from that. But I think there's a happy median in there where you can bring back that kind of, and I don't really want to say nostalgia, but that just sort of, oh, this is different. This is something that, for the younger people, this is something I've never seen before.
Right.
It just kind of, put a new spin on something that's old.
Well, I think part of it, I don't know what your thoughts on this are, Nate, but like, part of what maybe why they've gotten more casual with that and not done that, I think they should do those kind of matches more. I think you should always be creating complacency kills. But the athleticism, like there's some big ass stars on that sheet of paper that we just showed. But the athleticism now versus then is so far superior. Like the stuff that these people do now is pretty outstanding. So like that takes a lot of the story out of it. It's like, do we need this crazy match? Like, no, like look at the shit that whatever Rey Mysterio is going to do, or even Seth, just what he does in the ring now, the story gets told a little different, which is not putting the other ones down. Like obviously Hulk and Andre and all those guys on that list damn near are legends, but it's just the game has changed.
Yeah, it has, but I think, I'm sorry to cut you off, Nate, but I also think you could take the athleticism that we see now and implement it with something from back then, and it'll make it even better and more appealing for the viewer and the audience.
Yeah, no, fair point. I agree. I think we should. That's probably why they're comfortable. Who knows? They don't ask us. We need to be in creative. Like that's the solution.
I think you can integrate it. Definitely, bring back some of that stuff with the athleticism today. It seems like so my whole thing is like they're kind of like write and do everything for like everything's meta now. Like think of how hard they like worked to prevent kayfabe back in the day. Like Iron Sheik and or Jim Duggan got pulled over with like crack in the car, and Duggan was like drunk or something, and they were supposed to be feuding, and they both got like sacked for a while. And now it's like, the painstaking lengths that Undertaker would go through in his private life to keep the kayfabe going. And nowadays there's like behind the scenes reality shows coming out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Every character starts on NXT and it's broadcast, and you see him come up. Like Obafemi back in the day would have came out of nowhere, and you were like, where'd they find this beast in the jungle of Nigeria? Like,
I know.
Exactly.
No, that's true.
Yeah, you watch him come up through NXT and there's no pop, Like I remember when Razor Ramon came out, they were like doing these promo videos. And they're like, now the message from Razor Ramon, and I'm like, who? And he's on there like talking smack and they're on YouTube. They're absolutely hilarious. I encourage you, if you're a fan, to go out and watch them. But and it was like, who is this guy? Why? How does everybody know him, but I don't? And like you just sucked into the character, and now it's like they have reality shows behind the scenes. There's none of that anymore. So they're doing everything for the meta fan. And so it's not about the like lumberjack match or like, oh man, these two animals are on a strap together. They can't get away. What's going to happen? Now it's all about the spots. And every match has a few big pre-planned spots, and it's about getting there. Yeah. And to the point, like the fans are always, this is awesome. This is awesome. It's like they're not watching the match to be like, oh, who's going to win? The Beast Brock Lesnar or this crazy huge dude from Nigeria. They're watching it to be like, oh, what are these two going to perform for us? Like, what kind of show have they put together to entertain us? And it's not, it's just different. They're just playing to the meta fan.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good point. And last thing I'll say on it, and then we can move on unless anyone else has something. But Oba is that perfect person. As you said, he needs to come out of obscurity, kind of like it felt like Goldberg did back in the day, but on steroids, because like Oba's got this look, he's got these big ass like anal beads around his neck. Like he's got like I don't think that's what they are, but no one knows. But they're there, and he's just he's literally a freaking monster. And you've got to just make him like that, like mysterious monster, and you've got to put him over always. He only loses by someone else cheating or a complication or something like that. Like you've got to ride that for a while, and then once that crumbles, then it's hard to get that back.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when was the last time that a wrestler was introduced from parts unknown?
Right.
Right. I feel like Braun Strowman was like the last. Like when he came out, when Bray Wyatt brought him out, I was like, holy hell, who is this guy?
Right.
And then they just kind of like went away from him instead of like keeping him up top. And I was like, okay, I don't know why he did that. He kind of had everyone's attention with him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's again, Triple H, man. Like just you're the boss still, but just like let us be a part of it.
Yeah.
So there's a pro women's baseball league. I'm sure everyone was aware of that and super excited about it. And you've probably seen this video by now, but we just got to play it. We might not listen to the whole thing because it's just so bad. Here's how things kicked off, though, for the new pro women's baseball league, like they do typically in American sporting events, except for the WNBA, where the national anthem plays. They do play it in the WNBA. The women just don't like it. Let's just listen to this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Oh, I can't. Okay, that's enough. I can't take it. It's the most painful thing I've ever heard. This is the singer, Martha Reeves, who had Dancing in the Street in 1964. 1964 was a long-ass time ago. Long time ago. Why on earth you would think, let's have a duet of two white chicks with Martha Reeves all sing at the same time, clearly never rehearsed. I don't understand the logic behind that, and I don't think that there was literally one key sung in tune.
No.
There was definitely no tryouts, I can tell you that much.
No.
Right. Yeah, you're right. There was no rehearsal. The one thing that I did like about that video and have a true appreciation for this women's baseball league are the umpires. Those umpires remind me of what lesbians should look like. They all looked like Miss Bushnell from when I was in the 8th grade with that sort of Don Shula jaw, that no nonsense. You knew you were going to get an ass beating if you didn't have your homework. That look, I really appreciate that.
That's a great point, Tom. Great point. Noted.
It's so great that Tom always says what all of us are thinking, just can't say.
Yeah. He puts it right out there.
Well, it's an appreciation. I like it.
So, absolutely. Look, if whatever you're going to be, lean into it. Be great at it. If you're going to be a lesbian umpire, be the best lesbian umpire there is. Make sure the look is fitting, all of those things. Speaking of, things kept getting – we were going to talk about Thursday, and then the show got canked because of me. But we were going to talk about all the SoFi stuff. It just keeps heating up, man. The coaches – the conversations, the shirts they're wearing. We're not going to get into it now because I'll end up saying mean shit that I don't want to. But, man, people doubling down big time on all of that stuff, and it's kind of wild to see. People showing up with signs to support SoFi and Caitlyn and the few white girls in the league. People showing up to do the opposite and say that they're just terrible. The rating's interesting. I watched the Fever. Because I watched the Fever game against Minnesota on, was it Saturday? I think Saturday.
Right, because most of them don't like all that stuff that's going on, but it's bringing more people to watch the game.
Yeah, whatever side you fall on Sophie Cunningham, she is helping put seats butts in seats. It's unbelievable to me because people are, it's like wrestling, now. And I look at the WNBA kind of a little bit like wrestling. Before you had, Caitlin Clark coming in and your Sophie Cunningham, it was all a bunch of heels. And now you have baby faces in there, and it gives, somebody who's a fan of the heels, somebody to root against. And then you've got, people who like the baby faces rooting for the baby faces. So to me, I think it's a win for the league, having that delineation between the two, because you always want someone you can cheer for and someone to cheer against. And I'm with you. I watched that game, the Lynx game, and that chick for the Lynx with the goggles, I think she's a rookie, and I can't remember her name right now. I couldn't believe what a baller she is.
She's a baller. I can't think of her name either. They did the interview with her, and yeah, absolutely. The Lynx are good, man. Like they're top team in the league, and
yeah, she's an MVP candidate, isn't she? I'm a little
she
rusty
has
on
to be.
WNBA, but I feel like she's one of the top players this year. She's like tearing it up.
And she also, people who are like casual watchers of the NBA or the WNBA know that Caitlin Clark can't play defense, and that, very much came to light during that game.
I'm just looking up the chick because, Olivia Miles. That's right.
Yeah. Those goggles were fantastic. I know there are glasses, but they look like goggles to me.
If there's a person, they look like rec specs from the 80s.
Right.
Like classics. Like you need some tube socks with multicolor or just two of the same color stripe. You can choose. It's like choose your own adventure. My brother, my middle brother would wear those at basketball, and he wore glasses. He wears contacts now, but he has this poofy hair. So he had poofy hair, rec specs that like poofed it up further, and then the tall socks. Like it's an amazing image. Amazing image. Better times back then. The perfect image of the WNBA is either a look of the coaches, which look very much like the words that they say. But then also, I would say like the poster girl, one of the poster girls, and this sounds meaner than I'm intending it to, is Courtney Williams for the Lynx from Minnesota. She's the black chick with the blue short hair. She looks kind of like Dennis Rodman, but shorter and
yeah.
I think I know you're talking about.
She's good. No, I've seen her.
She's good, but it's like she might be straight, but she looks, I doubt it. She looks like an angry lesbian basketball player. And it's like, you are like, you'd be on the cover if we were making a Netflix cover or Netflix, thumbnail. But she's good. The Lynx have got some good players, man. They're good. I'll take, as a Minnesotan, I'll take it. Politics be damned. They have actually done. They're the only team who's actually really done anything in our state since the Twins back in the day. Real quick, we were going to talk about this Thursday too. But now there's some new news. So Tony Romo, obviously over a week ago, arrested in Milwaukee for an OWI. I only know they call it OWI in Wisconsin instead of DUI because I know someone who I thought was a better person who apparently has had 3 now and is going to court in a couple months. Kept that hidden. But I learned it's OWI there because they got to do it. They got to do it differently. He gets arrested. The body cam footage comes out, which we'll talk about in a second. But the newest information on all of this is CBS has indefinitely suspended him. Indefinitely can mean a lot of things. Doesn't mean forever. But he's currently on the sidelines looking in. J.J. Watt's supposed to step in for him. There's been some conversation about maybe Greg Olsen coming over, after he kind of got the shaft at Fox, who's great. I don't know. But what do we think about this? Is this a reach? I mean, I'll say this. First and foremost, don't drive under the influence. If you're going out and getting shit-faced on the golf course or at a bar, whatever you're doing, just call an Uber. We got lots of tools and resources these days. So not defending that. Also, there should be grace. I think this is his first one. Maybe we don't know about any of it. I think it's his first one.
First public one.
First public DUI, OWI. He didn't go Mark Sanchez. Like there's, he's like, if you're CBS, like, did he do what Mark did? No. Was it good? No. I don't know. I mean, does this to me indicate, or to you guys rather indicate, that CBS wants to move on, or is this just the right thing to do? We've got to put him on leave for now, and then we'll bring him back because it looks bad.
I think it's the optics. I mean, they gotta sack him, or not sack him, but at least take him out of play, because it's also going to be the first thing anybody talks about the first time he gets back on air.
Right.
I mean, you got to be pretty drunk to get a DOE in Wisconsin, and the thing is too is like, I don't know if there's a level of holding people to the standards of where they're from. Like I said, you got to be pretty drunk to get a DUI in Wisconsin, and combined with it's a civil offense, your first one there. He's looking at a $300 to $500 fine. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and I sent him the first time DUI statistics from Illinois, where I grew up, and it's like it ends up costing you like 18 grand. On your first one, you typically get like 100 hours community service. You got to put the thing in your car to blow. You got to go to the alcohol classes. You're on like kind of court supervision for like 6 months to a year. All these things. Tony Romo is looking at a civil offense. It's the same as a red light ticket. It's a civil offense.
Right.
It's like non-enforceable. It's a fine. And so it's kind of like, well, you know, it's not a serious offense there. He didn't really do anything awful according to their standards. I agree. You shouldn't drive drunk, especially when you're worth millions of dollars and you could just pay someone $200 to be like, stay sober all night and drive me home.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it is wild that that's how it's there, because the average here, I mean, obviously it varies per state. Like they say the typical in Florida is what, 10,000? Yeah. Like 10,000, your records, you know, all the crap that goes along with it too. To pay that little of a fine. I mean, even so, okay, here's the thing. Because knowing someone who shall remain nameless, in reading all the documentation that I've gained access to, even on the third, the fines are not that crazy. However, it's minimum 45 days in jail up to a year, that's not great. But the fines that were associated with it and everything were not like insane. Again, not saying that's okay. This Joker's a loser, but like, yeah, I mean, it is kind of wild how they do things differently there, for sure.
Well, I mean, over the last couple of seasons, there's been some criticism about Romo and calling the games and, you know, his commentary on them. And I think, you know, from my perspective, from where I sit, to me, if I'm CBS, this gives me a convenient out if I'm a bit frustrated with his performance and the feedback that we're getting from him, especially with the contract he has. It's like, all right, well, you know, maybe let's move on.
Yeah, possibly. I've grown to appreciate him more. I did not like him at the start. I think he has gotten better. I think that he's kind of fun with Nance. But here's the thing. You got Jim Nance there. You can put anyone there. Maybe not anyone, but some of the people they're going to put, and it'll work fine. There's been a lot of pressure on them to move. Like, a lot of people do not like Romo as a commentator. Here's the thing, too. Not a big fine on this offense. Hopefully you learn your lesson. Don't do it again. And you've made so much freaking money. Just go chill. You're golfing, man. Go chill and play golf. You're going to pick up your grandparents. Go pick up your grandparents. Hang out with them. Or send for them, maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say, hire the driver.
Right. And go that route. But the video, we should have pulled in the video because it's body cam footage, so we can use it. There were points in it where I was like, I was telling this to Zach off camera before. There was points where I was like, I don't know, like, he doesn't seem too terribly bad. And then there's other points where it's like, no, okay, it's not great. It's not great. What was y'all's take on the body cam footage?
Go ahead, guys. I didn't see it personally.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I have not looked it up yet.
Is Tom frozen?
Yeah, Tom's frozen.
Yeah, he's stuck.
Be right back.
He was at one point. He was stretching. He was doing all sorts of stuff. The greatest thing is at the end, it kind of like cascaded and got worse in terms of like from when he first got pulled over and is talking to the deputy or whatever they're called there, and then it gets to the end where he's stretching. He doesn't do a great job. He's asking questions over and over again, and then he looks at her because it's a her at the end. It's like, did I pass? And she's like, turn around, and she cuffs him. You didn't pass. He also part of the reason he got arrested too, in the end, was he refused the breathalyzer, right? Which his attorney told him to. So like, it's not that he was an absolute disaster on every test. I'm not trying to say that. Part of it is that like he refused it, so it's an automatic. You're going downtown. But
Wait, his attorney was there, or he talked to his attorney?
called it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think he called him.
Okay.
When she first got to the car and started getting more like feisty, she was not feisty, but more like
Right.
get out of the
Yeah,
car,
yeah.
you know.
Investigative.
Investigative. He was like, let me just call my attorney. She's like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
He was like, I can. Like, anyways, at some point he didn't call him there.
No. Yeah, I think it was at the station.
He did at the station. She brought it because they were on this highway, so it was not safe to do the field sobriety test. So he got in her car and went back to the station, and then it all went south from there.
I thought it was funny, that part in the video. I think she totally bamboozled him with get out of the car. I think he thought he was going to do field sobriety right there, get to go home. And she's like, oh, no, we got to go back to the station. It's not level here.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
That's and then it started going downhill from there.
Well, he at first was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Right.
It'll be easier to do it if it's level. Like, oh, Tony, you're
Yeah.
This isn't going to end well.
He didn't think that through.
I mean, it got worse because the last drink he slammed
Right.
before he left started hitting him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, you know how you're saying like he did good in some parts, and other parts he was a mess. Like, that should be a lesson, everyone, that sometimes you feel pretty clear-headed and you're walking fine, but you're not really capable of operating a vehicle. You really just got to keep track of how much you drink, man. And when you got to drive, you got to slow it down. You got to.
Yeah.
Every year I get my license updated or my insurance, or no, it's when I paid my my sticker. They send the sticker and they'd have that graph that shows like your body weight, how much drink, how much time, and it's like, just know that. Like, I know I can have 2 drinks in an hour and be fine to drive. After that, I need to take it easy. I can get another one in maybe 30 minutes later, and after that, it's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
And if you can't understand the simple instructions that are being given to you, you repeat them over and over and over.
Yes and no. I will say this. Like, I've always been terrified of a field sobriety test because there's some things where it's like, don't, move your eyes, not your head. Like certain things that are kind of simpler. It's like, no, my body wants to do this. Like, it's like, I might not have had any drinks and I might fail this thing. Like, the whole, finger to the nose. I mean, I did pretty good there, but like,
Yeah.
Never do them. Never do.
yeah, just don't put yourself in that
There you
situation.
go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have to ask afterwards, did I pass? Like, the answer is no.
Yes.
I mean, that was just
The
golden.
response was the great turnaround. Okay.
Right. Oh, I guess not.
All right, Nate, curious on your thoughts on this. The angriest man in all of sports, Draymond Green, has re-signed with the Golden State Warriors. $27.7 million one-year deal. Warriors added some talent with the draft. You got Lendenborg coming in there. Obviously, you got a lot of other pieces coming back now. Draymond's coming. They tried to get LeBron. Didn't work out. He's a Sixer now. But good move, bad move? What do you think bringing him back?
I mean, I think it was a handshake deal of him opting out and then being like, look, if we don't get LeBron, we're going to give it back to you. So kudos on them for holding it up because, James Harden had a handshake deal with the Sixers and they kind of reneged on that. So it was like, well, so, kudos for them for doing that. Draymond's probably not worth that much. I'm not sure how he got that much money, honestly, to begin with, but good for him, I guess. It would. The thing for me is after seeing that and realize he did that, he opted out, was LeBron just straight up said no. It wasn't about money. Like, Draymond did this, was willing to take less money to get him there. And I think that would have been an interesting team, man. Steph, Draymond, LeBron, Jimmy Butler, Kristaps Porzingis. You got Lindenberg coming off the bench, Moses Moody.
Yeah.
Podzemski's been nice, all coming off. Like, that would have been a pretty interesting deep team. And I never thought about that while this whole sweepstakes was going on.
Yeah.
And LeBron and Steph was pretty nice on Team USA.
Yeah.
So it would have been. I wish as a fan that would have happened instead of him going to the Sixers.
They would have been the team to beat.
Sixers, but yeah, that would have been good. That would have been sick.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
I feel like if I remember right, there is some animosity between Jimmy Butler and LeBron. I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like Draymond and LeBron have kind of like bumped heads a few times, but it's like on court, because Draymond just plays physical defense on him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if all that played into it or if he's just like, I'm going to Philly where Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey will do all the work.
Right. Well, we'll see. That would have been something.
That It would have been sick with Yaxel Lindenberg. I forgot about him. I was reading about it when this was announced, and I was like, started thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, they got him. That would put him in a great spot to excel as a rookie because he was the Summer League MVP.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, he was awesome in Vegas. Yeah, I still think they're going to be great. The West is just so damn tough right now, but I still think they're going to be a really good team. We'll see. Okay, real quick on hockey. Billy Guerin, the general manager for the Minnesota Wild, is supposed to be meeting anytime now. It was supposed to be within a week, as of the end of last week, with Quinn Hughes. The Wild wants a 5 to 8 year extension. Apparently, Quinn wants closer to 3 because that deal lines up with his brother Jack, and then they could expire at the same time and potentially go somewhere. Obviously, you could do a trade or something in between now and then to make that happen. But look, if we can get Quinn Hughes back for at least 3 years, that's great. And then we re-sign him and Jack in 3 and just get the Hughes brothers there together. I like all this brothers on the ice stuff. I think it's cool, but obviously a great move if they get this done. It's not done yet, but if at least as of the time that we started the show, it was not done yet. If they get this deal done, that will be a smart move. You got Quinn Hughes, Kirill Kaprizov, all these guys under contract in Minnesota. That sets you up for a strong future.
Yeah, it's exciting, right? With all those top guys in Minnesota, it'd be cool if they can keep Quinn, and then like you say, if they can get Jack, the whole brother thing, brothers trying to stay together in the NHL, yeah, that can be cool.
Really cool if you're a Wild fan.
Yeah,
cool for somebody.
I'm about to say that's really it though, because there's not a lot of other brothers. Once Hughes joins his brother in Minnesota, it's it. Minnesota and Florida.
Yeah, baby.
I think I volunteered before that I'll step up and be that third Hughes brother if they need one.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to do cool shit too. Like they walked out the one Morgan Wallen concert at the Big House, which I'm still pissed at myself that I didn't go to. But they, Saturday Night Live, Hughes brothers all over the place. Obviously, gold medal, not a bad thing.
Right.
Last week, I'm not saying this to sound right, but I just want to remind everyone, on Tuesday, we talked about Ohio State signing a deal with J.P. Morgan Chase. They've got a jersey patch. It's actually over here. For $17 million, which is insane and new. And I remember us talking about it, saying, imagine now that the curtain has opened on a big school doing a jersey patch, which I don't agree with, but imagine that, what's going to happen next. I'm telling you, and how it's going to command more and more. The same freaking afternoon, Notre Dame announces a $20 million, 18 to 20, let's call it 20 because it's Notre Dame, so they'll get what they want, with SoFi. I mean, same freaking day. The dominoes are falling. We talked about how terrible it's going to be to have a patch on the Notre Dame jersey. But we also talked about the fact that once teams start doing this, how do you keep up with Notre Dame and Ohio State, who are already great perennial recruiters? Even if you're Michigan or Penn State or Alabama or Oklahoma, fill in USC, fill in whatever prominent blue collar team you want to. You can recruit well still, but they just took your NIL balance and their previous NIL balance, I guess, and they added another $20 million to it. Everyone's going to have to do this now.
Yeah, it's the only way to compete. And, we've said it before. I keep on saying it. You're just going to trim down, narrow to my Super League.
It absolutely is. I was talking to my neighbor about it yesterday at the mailbox. We had a mailbox Super League. And he was like, do you think it's going to happen? Like the SEC's talking about this? I'm like, yeah, the SEC, the big. It's like, there's no way it's not going to happen. It's just a matter of when it happens, not if. There's too much money involved. And then all this happens.
Right, with all the extra money now being thrown around, it's inevitable. Absolutely.
And then the smaller schools have co-ed flag football.
Did you see, by the way, Clay Travis's offer?
Yeah. The $10 million for the...
Yeah. I guess he's got two things now. One is he gets to pick. I don't have $10 million. He gets to pick a men's high school basketball team of his choosing, and a WNBA team has to play them, and if his team beats
The
them,
Las Vegas Aces.
he will. Yeah, the Las Vegas Aces. He will give them $10 million. Excuse me. If the Aces beat his team, he will give them $10 million. He's also saying, okay, cool. You want equality, and you want to include biological males in your league who identify as women. I'm going to start a Nashville-based WNBA team, the Nashville Balls, and they are going to be coached and staffed, the roster, everything top to bottom, with transgender individuals, including, again, all the players and the coaching staff, and we're going to dominate. I don't think that's actually going to happen. I don't think that the Aces will play into this, but it's an interesting conversation going on nonetheless that somehow I sidetracked us into. But
Yeah.
I would say about 15 years ago, I approached my ex-wife and I said, look, I have an idea for a restaurant we can open. It's going to be a restaurant that only serves hot dogs from every region of the country. You know, you've got your Chicago dog, your Detroit dog, your New York dogs. And I'm going to call it We're All Wieners. And this is before the whole trans explosion. And we're going to have only trans on the staff, and they're going to be called the Wiener Girls. And my ex-wife looked at me like I was insane, and that sort of led to, the kind of de-evolution of our marriage. But that just sort of reminds me.
it all points back to this moment.
Where I felt I was a little bit ahead of the curve before, back when I was talking about it, it was still like drag shows and that sort of thing. It wasn't to the point where we are now, where everybody's at each other's throats. It was kind of like, oh yeah, you have this segment of the population and nobody really cares, and it's kind of fun thing for adults to go to drag shows and so forth. And then it kind of now has evolved into a $10 million, prize for, either the Las Vegas Aces or a high school basketball team of his choosing to win this $10 million. And from what Clay Travis has tweeted, that there have been many high school teams that have reached out to him.
I love this kind of shit. I think that it's fascinating and it's fun to, were it to happen. I do not think it will happen, but were it to happen, like, it's just interesting. Like, it's just an interesting concept. Everyone would watch. I don't know how it would go. I have my suspicions, but it's, it's interesting to watch.
It would go the same way it does with the women's national soccer team when they play, the 16 and unders.
Yeah.
It's going to be a loss, and it's going to be a loss by a lot.
Probably a lot, yeah. Yeah, you take a good inner city team with some,
Yeah, it's got to be like one NBA prospect on that team.
It's going to be like the Harlem Globetrotters and the Washington Generals.
Yeah, well, you get the IMG Academy. You get dudes from there. There's just, they don't stand a chance.
Right. And look, there's, outside of Angel Reese, who I just still, and not just her, but I don't understand how you can't make a layup. But like, there's some outstanding basketball players in the WNBA. I still think they'd lose this game, and I don't think it's particularly close. But
there's some players that could do some stuff. Brianna Stewart, I think, would dominate some high schoolers. I don't know if that's something to put on your mantle, but she's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah, there's some people who would present challenges for sure.
I got a question for Tom though.
Okay.
Would this place be like a classy joint, or is this like the Hooters of transgender hot dog restaurants?
No, it'd be like very 50s. It would have a very sort of retro, mid-century, modern vibe to it.
Okay, so it's a classy place.
Yeah.
Wiener girls on rollerblades going through.
Yes.
All right.
Coming to Jacksonville Beach.
I can see it now. We're all wieners. Here's the thing. Well, moving on. So the new rules are out. We talked about how the NCAA has the new 5-year window, right? You're no longer applying for a 6th, 7th, 8th year. You've got 5 years to play. So technically red shirts are out the window. So it's been announced. We talked about it, I don't know, the last week or two. What do we call people now? This is what is being recommended according to the CSC, and they're saying freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, fifth. I don't like fifth. Now, are you a fifth-year senior if you're a redshirt kid in the traditional system? Yes. But, like, if you're thinking, like, just think Chiron or lower thirds for a second, you know, and they're introducing the quarterback who's a fifth-year senior, fifth-year guy, and it's, you know, we'll just use Trinidad as an example. I think he's on, like, his 18th year. But he's not really. And I can't wait to watch him play this year. He's a stud. But if it's like fifth, Trinidad Chambliss, you know, Old Man, like that's just, I don't know. Like, can we I don't have an answer. I don't know what's better. Because not everyone is technically a graduate then if they're on the Tommy Boy schedule. But what else could you call it? I just don't like fifth.
Well, this goes back to how much I dislike the NCAA and just think it's worthless, because I could tell you right now, just by that, what they've come up with, that was all of them getting together on like Amelia Island for a week.
Which is a beautiful place, by the way.
Exactly. Staying in a nice resort, eating nice meals, and then having a meeting and going, what should we call it? I don't know, fifth? All right, let's do it. All right. What time's it? What's our tea time?
Right. Yeah, there's some great golf at Amelia Island.
What happened to just calling them super seniors? Like, that's what we called like the 20-year-olds in high school who could buy you cigarettes. Like,
okay.
He's a super senior. He's not retarded. He's just a super senior.
He's not retarded.
That would be great. Like, super senior name, and then beneath it, like in parentheses, not retarded. Yeah, I don't know. What the answer is, what reads cleaner. I think of it from a production standpoint and how you say it, and I just don't like how fifth would look or saying it. What year are you? Fifth. Okay, sequentially it makes sense, but I just, no.
Well, it really doesn't, because none of the others are numbers.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you have a number there. Right. It's, yeah. I don't know, elder?
Yeah. Senior plus.
Yes, yeah. Nursing home level?
I don't know. Here are the top.
Not good enough for the NFL.
Yeah. Apprentice, senior apprentice. We're getting into long names here. Here's real quick. Here are the top 20 toughest schedules in college football this year. Which, guys, training camp opening all over the place. Michigan reported today, I believe. You've got people that have already reported, depending on their schedule. But here it is. I'm just going to read it, and then we'll talk about it for a second. Obviously, we don't have every schedule put up here. But my buddy Ryan Silverfield, facing the gauntlet, new head coach at Arkansas, he's got the toughest schedule in all of the land. I will pull his schedule up in a second. Let me just type it in here. But second is Oklahoma. Third, Texas. There we go. Third, Texas. Fourth, Kentucky, trying to climb out of the bottom annually out of the SEC, mid to bottom. And they've got the fourth toughest schedule. Ole Miss, fifth. Mississippi State, sixth. Florida, 7. Ohio State, 8. Texas A&M, 9. South Carolina, 10. You're going to notice the trend here. 11, LSU, 12, Missouri, 13, Auburn, 14, Tennessee, 15, Alabama, 16, Michigan, which does have a doozy this year as well. Northwestern, Vanderbilt, USC, and Georgia round out the top 20. All SEC teams are in the top 20. So despite the fact that you can make your arguments on which conference is better, the Big Ten has won the last 3 national championships. I'm not saying that to say that they're better. Both conferences obviously amazing. The SEC, it does, I think, have more depth. I think the bottom of the SEC is better than the bottom of the Big Ten. I think the top of the Big Ten right now is better than the top of the SEC. You can disagree. You can feel however you want to feel. But one, let me just read you Arkansas's schedule here. Because when I saw Ryan took the job, I looked at it. I was like, well, son of a bitch. First game should be a win. Unless all the players have major jitters, they're playing North Alabama at home. Okay? Chalk one up. Then they go on the road to Utah, who is without Kyle Whittingham, but has a former staff member there. Utah perennially very good, a great Big 12 program. Not an easy win. Is it possible? Yes. Don't know how the Utes come out this year, but when you already play a 9-conference difficult schedule in your conference like the SEC is now, you don't want one of your non-conference games to be Utah. Like North Alabama feels a little bit better. Then they play Georgia. Then they get a small reprieve, Tulsa, Golden Hurricane come into town. Then at Texas A&M, Tennessee, at Vandy, who, reminder, is really good at football now. Missouri, also really good. At Auburn, hard place to play. South Carolina, at Texas, LSU. Good luck, brother. That's going to be that's a tough schedule. And they had some great recruiting. He's done a great job recruiting. I'm cheering for him. What do they say? Pig Sue Wooey, whatever the Arkansas people say. but that's a tough ass schedule. But all the SEC teams there, Michigan, Ohio State, a couple other, Northwestern, a couple other Big Ten teams in there. That's just a gauntlet. I mean, you play, and I'm sure if you expanded it out to the top 40, every Big Ten team would be in the top 40 along with every SEC team. Like it just, those conferences are brutal right now. Like I look at the Michigan schedule this year. I'm excited about Coach Whittingham. I'm excited about a lot of the players we have coming back. Our recruiting was crazy. Bryce Underwood has another year on. Keep in mind, Bryce Underwood didn't even have a quarterbacks coach last year. Sharon Moore was too busy screwing staff members to think that maybe it's a good idea to get this young phenom raw talent who's starting as a true freshman at the University of Michigan, someone to help him with his mechanics. Now he has that. Now he's got some pieces around. But their schedule's brutal. Like going 9-3 with Michigan this year would be outstanding. Obviously, that's going to be tough to make it into the playoff. I could see them winning more than that. But you look at some of these team schedules. I just use them as an example. Like I'm stressed out enough with all the freaking work stuff and working in conservative media and sports and entertainment media now, and then all the other crap that goes on. I don't know how these guys sleep. Like, I would love to be a college coach, and then I look at these, I'm like, maybe not. Like, I think my stress level's peaking. Like, they're saying my blood pressure's way too high as it is now. It would be through the roof. Like, that is insane, especially when the leash that you're on is so damn short. Now, as we talked about the other day as well, getting your ass fired these days is the best thing you can do.
And so maybe a tough schedule is the best thing those coaches have seen.
We're going to pay you $45 million to just not come on campus tomorrow. Yeah. Does that work? Yeah.
One of the best things that I love about this show is this show, Balls and Banter, is when Drew starts talking about football, it's like he's popped a Cialis and he gets all bricked up and just goes. It reminds me of my friend Danny Sullivan when we were like 11 and he found a Victoria's Secret that it came in the mail for his mom and wanted to show me. It's that level of excitement that is just palpable.
I can't hide it. Those were great days finding those magazines. Nothing really shown, but like, you grew up a lot.
It's hard to believe. I share in your enthusiasm, but not quite as much as the Cialis level that you exhibit.
Not blue pill level. Okay.
But how many weeks away are we?
We're 4 weeks away. Well, I think 4 weeks for week 0.
Our Hall of Fame game is Thursday.
We've got a Hall of Fame game in the NFL, in 48 hours, which, again, going to be a terrible game, as we always tell you. But, like, I will be sitting down to hide my erection. And it's just family, but it's still weird. Like, why did Daddy's pants look that way? It's fine, honey. It's fine. It'll go away. I'm pumped for all of this. I'm sitting out back today, and whether I was watching Pat for a little bit or the NFL Network, they're just all the reporters are zooming around. So you're going on a field trip from training camp to training camp around the NFL, and seeing these nice grass fields painted perfectly, guys in the background drinking water and Gatorade. Some people doing drills, reporters everywhere. It's like we are back. We are back. I love it. Now, Molly McGrath going from college football on ESPN to NFL, which obviously is a great gig for her. I don't like it when we lose these chicks who are good sideline reporters at the collegiate level. Erin Andrews went up to Fox to do NFL. She was great for a long time. Maria Taylor. When like all these people can we keep? I guess they always replenish them.
You got to graduate or you become one of
Right.
the super seniors. Everyone thinks you're retarded.
That's true. Don't be a super senior. Yeah, but we got to have some more attractive chicks who can talk ball at the collegiate level, because that's, you find one of those, you hold on, gentlemen. You find one of those, you hold on. 4 new coaches in the Big Ten. Who does the best out of these? Bob Chesney. Keep in mind, one of my favorite moments in college football over the last 5 years was Deshaun's introductory press conference at Media Day at UCLA. Do you remember that, Tom, when we played it? We have a school. It's in Los Angeles.
It's nice.
Our rival is USC.
Yeah.
He was just reading the Wikipedia page.
It was so bad. So Bob Chesney done some great things on the East Coast. He heads out there now at UCLA. Pat Fitzgerald, Michigan State. Kyle Whittingham, Michigan, obviously, and then Matt Campbell, Penn State. I think Pat Fitzgerald was wrongly fired at Northwestern. I think he did so much with so little at Northwestern. I think, even though little brother is not Michigan or Penn State or Ohio State, like, they are a good football program. They are a good athletic school. There's a ton of money getting put into there. I think that he's a great hire. I think that he's going to be really interesting. And then Matt Campbell did not a lot with a little at Iowa State in Ames. And Penn State's got a nice schedule. I forget theirs off the top of my head, but they don't play a lot of the big folks. They do play Michigan, I think, but they don't run the Big Ten gauntlet as much as some other teams do. So those two, to me, stand out. UCLA, I just don't know enough about how much they have to get to. I think Michigan's going to be fine no matter what. I think it's a great hire, but I think that Matt and Pat could look like really good hires. What say you guys?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Go ahead,
Nate. I was going to say I'm interested to see what Bob does at UCLA, because it felt like there were times where because USC gets so much of the attention there. I'm very curious about that one.
I want UCLA good because their uniforms and their colors so damn sexy. Gosh, they're good. Now they should go back to a gray face mask if we're in the weeds. I think a classic matte gray face mask would be better. But great uniform. The young kid, the young Newhousel kid, who looked like sunshine, who was taking over and doing great things last year. He's a offensive coaching member at Northwestern now, who has their new stadium opening. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think Pat Fitzgerald. Do you have a thought?
No, not really. I'm more of a kind of results kind of guy. I like to see first couple of weeks, see how it's going, and see who kind of takes advantage of their opportunity.
Okay, well, we'll see. I think
I think the Penn State job is jinxed. I don't think that's going to be a long time before that one is going to be anything.
I mean, I like the UCLA one because they've got a strong history, but maybe haven't had the most success in recent years. So it'll be interesting to see if they can elevate themselves to the powerhouse level of some of the other Big Ten teams. Michigan State, they're a basketball school. Good luck, Pat. Whittingham's got some big shoes to fill into. The success that they've had recently, and then the controversy as of late, but also all the money and everything going into that Michigan football program. It's like that's kind of just sitting on a hot seat right away.
Oh yeah, you better fucking win and look really good.
Yeah.
Right. You've got 2 seasons, and if the second one's mediocre, you're gone. And then, like Tom said, the Penn State one is kind of an unenviable job. Used to be a football powerhouse in the Paterno days. Not really recently. Hasn't been good at all lately. So it's you're another name on the wall. You might last though, because they're not really expecting great results, probably, especially with the money they're going to put in their NIL. It may not be much. So it's you might succeed with mediocrity there, or being not good. you could get 4 seasons out.
Well, you should win 9 games there. The expectations for Penn State are more. They still are living in the Paterno era, but you should win 9. And maybe post like putting the tip in, like that's good enough. Like I don't know, like you can recruit well there. We'll see. I think that he has a decent first year and they get excited and then they get let down like they always do. I think that's probably how it goes. Real quick on the NFL, and then we're finishing on this weird ass story today. But Bijan Robinson and the Falcons reached an agreement. A really large agreement for a running back, 3 years, $75 million. The dude is a player. But 3 years, $75 million, $51 million guaranteed, including $37 million at signing. So he just made a whole shit ton of money. Good for him.
That reminds me of the deal I inked with Balls and Banter.
Yes, absolutely. It's very similar. Very similar. Little less guaranteed, but like similar. Yeah, on the surface.
Oh, Tom, you have a deal?
Wait, any of you guys have a deal? I don't have a deal. But I think that's crazy. You know what's crazy? I didn't know this because you don't typically see it in rookie contracts. You know, you got that window. You think of it mostly with like quarterbacks. You know, we've got the rookie contract plus the option year to pay them very little and see how they do. And then if they're great, obviously you end up eating it in the shorts later. But Jeremiah Love, rookie running back out of Notre Dame for the Arizona Cardinals now, he's guaranteed $52 million on his rookie contract, more than Bijan Robinson just signed.
Oh, good for him.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I can see them being a little more comfortable, like if you were lining them up, who would you give the more guaranteed money to, is just that Jeremiah Love is younger. So
right.
You feel like you are going to get the full 5 years out of him, whereas Bijan's already got a few years. Like I wouldn't be worried about him going anywhere anytime soon. But like, I mean, it's still a lot of money for a rookie. It doesn't make sense.
It is a lot, but you're right. I mean, a 30-year-old running back is like hospice level. Like you're like, we're gonna put you down. Like that's. So you get further up there. I mean, young, and then Jeremiah Love's special. We don't know for certain how it's gonna go in the NFL, but I think as long as he's got just a decent line, we're pretty certain because they're gonna have to.
You're guaranteeing them all that money, and the roster's in awful shape right now. I mean, clearly they're trying to tank to get a quarterback for next year. But then once you do that, how's your O-line? How long is it going to take before you're a competitor to where having the best running back in the league is actually going to put you over? So it's like you guaranteed them all this money. You got 5 years now. You better like make use of them by then.
Well, and everyone plays. It's changed so much. It's a running back room now. Like almost every team has at least 2 that you're cycling through. It's not, Emmett Thomas, our guy, like no Emmett, like that's it. Those days are gone. Like it happens a little bit, but for the most part, you've got a tandem or maybe more cycling through, getting reps. So you got fresh legs and
right.
Yeah. But, and I don't know who their number 2 is. I can't think of it. But the problem is they're going to – I mean, if I'm a defense, I'm just stacking the box because their quarterback room sucks ass. So even though you got a couple decent receivers and you got McBride at tight end, you're like, okay, well, they're not really a big threat. They're not going to take the top off. So we're just going to stop that young guy right there who's worth a shit ton of money and then make them prove that they can win through the air.
Right. And the whole Jacoby Brissett thing where he was holding out and trying to get a contract. And when he started playing last year, they were better than when Kyler was in. And, like, I kind of got lost in that storyline. And then, like, you step outside the box. You're like, wait a minute, he only won 2 games.
Well, I think one. I think he was 1-11, and he's 20 of 45 or 20 and 45 all time as a starter. Mm-hmm. And, yet he held out. It's like he is. I think it was Tuesday we talked about it. He is a serviceable backup. He's a backup that you'd want on your roster. He's pretty reliable. He's steady. He's not going to necessarily lose you games, but he's not necessarily going to win you games either.
Right.
I think it's wild that he held out and then won. He got paid $15.5 million for one season. Like, at that point, I'm like, suck a dick, bro. Like, we're going to let Gardner Minshew, who's going to sell merch, come in and play, and then if he doesn't do well, let's throw the rookie Carson Beck in there and let him have at it.
True. I mean, I see why he did because, he signed a backup deal, and now they're like, we're looking at you as our starter, and that's kind of been known for a while. Like, all right, pay me.
Yeah.
But like you said, he didn't have much leverage, so it's kind of surprising they did pay him.
Yeah. Yeah. If he'd gone and won 7-8 games that he started, like, okay.
Right.
No.
Right. No.
Cardinals are, I mean, they're just not good right now, man. They're not good.
What a mess.
Okay. Travis Hunter, local guy here now, Jacksonville Jaguar, he's playing both ways again in training camp this year. He switched to this one, but he's back to playing offense and defense. Look at the difference, though. Bro, I mean, the bro is a stud athlete, was great at Colorado. His collegiate career speaks for itself, unlike Shedeur. But like this, I mean, look at the effort he's put. Look how, I mean, he was a scrawny little bitch when he came into training camp last year. And you look at him now, he's swell. He's put some weight on. He's looking good.
Yeah, he's
probably
huge.
Part of the rearan why they're like, all right, well, like we'll let your body enjoy this because it can handle it now. You don't look like an Ethiopian, long distance runner.
Right. Yeah, you got some meat on the bones now. He looks good, promising for the year.
The problem is the Jags got rid of Travis Etienne. I just don't love their running back room. I think it's okay.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Like, that's going to be, like, well, we'll see. I mean, I think Tootin's the number one guy. Great name.
Yeah.
And then, a couple other people that no one's heard of behind him.
Which Tootin played really well last year.
He did play really well.
So, I mean, that could be promising.
But Travis just has this, he's such a dynamic player. You can give defense coordinators fits with a player like Travis Etienne, who he's told us how to say his HN, however you say his name for real now. But you let us say it the wrong way all the time.
I was about to say,
This is your fault.
Don't say that when you're gone now.
Right.
That's anyway.
Didn't he have kind of a down year last year, though?
It wasn't outstanding.
About this in the Jags rooms. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't outstanding, but he still has that, like, I don't even want to give him this level of credit, but there's like you're bordering like a Percy Harvin kind of a weapon where it's like, you're a good enough athlete. We can put you out here. We can work you into the pass game, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it saves. I mean, they're gonna. I mean, it cleared up some room for them. But here are the early NFL power rankings according to Fox, not according to Balls and Banter. We'll just review it real quick. They have the Rams at 1, Broncos at 2, Ravens at 3, Seahawks 4, Patriots 5, Bills 7, Eagles 8. Who the hell is down there? Is that the Bears? Bears 8?
Yeah.
Texans.
Weird one.
See, if the Bears would just stay with their old logo, the C, as opposed to this bear thing.
Yeah, you'd be able to figure it out.
Easy. Texans 9, Bengals 10, Jags 11, Niners 12, KC 13. I'll just do the first two rows. Chargers 14, Lions 15, Packers 16. Well, I'll say 17 because that's the Vikings. Okay, so that's how it goes. I think the Rams are going to be outstanding. They've added some more great pieces. The Broncos, in theory, should continue to trend upward. It's always hard with the Ravens. Lamar's such a stud. So fun to watch, but like they always disappoint in the end. Derrick Henry's a stud.
I can't believe they're number 3.
Yeah, top 10 for sure, but I don't even know that they're top 5. Especially Seattle, who just won the Super Bowl, who lost Kenneth Walker. Sure, they did, but like they've got all these other tools. Like they're 4.
They lost a few pieces on defense and in their secondary too.
Okay.
They lost an O lineman or two that was like pretty clutch.
Okay.
It's definitely not going to be the same team.
Right. The Pats, 5. I mean, the Bills. I mean, it's hard. Here's the tricky thing too: is you get to 8. Like the Bears had a great year last year. Do you think, Nate, that they're like I could totally see them being a top 5 team this year? I could also see them sliding to 20.
Nah, I'd say top 5. They did have a injury to, I believe it's the left guard, and that is going to be an issue. They lost a piece or two in the secondary, but also got some. You got all these young guys with another year under Ben Johnson. I think definitely. I think you could slide them in the top 5, probably over Baltimore and Seattle at this point, just off the projected losses of the roster in Seattle. I mean, Sam Darnold could still ball out, but he's also going to be put on the test. It's like, how hard can you ball out when you don't have like a really badass offensive line and like a really badass running back. You got a running back by committee now.
Right.
And, maybe he'll do well, but I just think with all those pieces lost, it seems like every year after the Super Bowl, the team who wins is the projected favorite to win the Super Bowl again. And like the Seahawks were like, no, you can count us out real quick. We're going to let all these guys go sign with like the Rams.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
True. Well, the thing is with the NFC North this year, you could say it for the NFC West too. I think a lot of the teams in the North and the West are teams you don't want to play. But if you're doing this power rankings based on, which I don't know what Fox's standards or requirements were, but if you're doing it based on record, I think the NFC North is going to kick the shit out of each other this year because, like,
that's true.
I can see the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, and if depending on what happens in the quarterback situation, when KOC gets things humming, if he's got a reliable quarterback, I can see any of those teams winning the NFC North. Do some have higher odds than the others? Yes, absolutely. Same thing in the West, like the freaking Rams, Seahawks, like the Rams, the odds-on favorite, but the Niners, do you think would come back more this year if their players don't all die from cancer from their crazy facility? Like you'd think, like those guys, like outside of the Cardinals suck in the West, but like other than that, they're all good. I don't know. It's just tricky. And then, Buffalo should be great. But Buffalo and Baltimore disappoint in the end. What's interesting too is KC at 13 there. Like they're having to work their way back into the top after Mahomes' injury.
Yeah. Their offensive line is still a little suspect. Like they didn't really add a ton to address that. And that was like the main issue last year.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's weird Green Bay's so low because they're like pretty solid team all around. They kind of disappointed last season, I would say, but you lose Micah Parsons, and I can't remember who else on defense. They also lost, and is probably not going to be back this year. So that's a little meh. I'm kind of surprised the Bengals are so high. I know they've kind of done a few things to address their defense, and their offense is always studs, but like at the same time, that they haven't really done anything since they made the Super Bowl. So to like start them out at 10.
Well, didn't Trey Hendrickson go to Baltimore?
Yeah.
So, like, they lost him. So, like, that definitely helps Baltimore being higher than they maybe should have. But still, I think they're too high.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah,
well, I mean, at the end of the day, none of us really know at this point. It's fun that we're just talking about it. Praise Jesus that football is back.
What team in the bottom and the second columns there do you think is going to surprise and end up top 10? Because there's going to be some fallout and some surprises.
I honestly do. I do think that the Vikes could. I'm not saying they will be. I think they could be because that's the thing about being a Vikings fan too. And then you see the roster that they have in place. Like the Vikings will go 13-4, 14-3, or they're going to go 9-8. Like those are like our options. We don't play in the in between. So they're either going to go and win the North or be second in the North and be way up there, or they're going to be, probably a smidge lower than they even are on this graph. I think they could be. I think that I want to say, especially now, like I want to see Baker go in, but like, he loses Mike Evans. Maybe they lose Vita Vea if they don't sign him. So I don't think that they do. I think the Vikings are honestly the most likely. Who knows what happens with Daniel Jones coming back?
That's true.
Yeah,
the Steelers made the playoffs last year too, and they're 24 now, and they've added some interesting people. I don't know,
I would have to brush up on what players are hurt, which ones got traded, things like that. It's always hard to keep track on a long off season.
Well, and who the hell knows? Like the Giants were young and raw last year, but Cam's back this year. Like you got freaking Scattaboo, Jackson Dart looked really good. You get Malik Neighbors back.
Yeah.
Like they could be interesting. I mean, the NFC East not overly easy either with Philly, and we'll see how Dallas is and how Washington is, but I just don't know.
Hold out for Dallas.
Okay.
I think Tampa Bay shot is that's the weakest division probably in the whole league. They're facing Carolina there pretty much to take that, but so they can find their way in the playoffs. That doesn't necessarily mean they're a top 16 team. I would say Indy just because they looked so strong last year before Daniel Jones went down. And I can't remember what pieces they've added, but I feel like they made a few decent moves here and there. And then also Washington, man, because I'm still just a huge Jaden Daniels supporter. And they had a lot of injuries last year. They've added a few pieces. Still a suspect receiver room. You know, they got Terry McLaurin, and then like last year, I think Debo was their number 2 receiver, and he's back in San Francisco now. So that's their main holdup is no receivers, but I feel like their defense has gotten better. And to see them at 26 is a bit of a surprise considering how well they did during Daniel's rookie season.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I was watching on quarterback the other day. They were showing his injury again where his arm got bent backwards.
I never watched it. I didn't want to see it.
You don't want to see it. I mean,
yeah, I remember the radio, but I gotta get there in quarterback.
It's man, it's wild. Tom, anything that stands out to you here? Are you shocked that the Dolphins are 31?
Yeah, I am.
Only because they're not 32.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't believe that there weren't 32. That's something. I kind of feel like the Miami Dolphins are like the Mississippi of the NFL, where Mississippi is always near the bottom, no matter what the category is. But yeah, I mean, it's just so this is the what if game. And to me, as soon as the kickoff starts and then we see, how teams shake out, the only thing that there was a poll that came out and it was done by players, and I forgot where it was published, but they asked the players to list the top 100 players, and Lamar Jackson was 69. And I think this is going to be the time for Lamar Jackson to be, you know what? I'm going to prove all you MFers wrong, and I think we're going to see a big year out of Lamar. And I think
wow.
That's what he would say, too. I mean, you can hear it kind of coming out of Lamar's mouth.
Yeah. I think that poll just secured Lamar Jackson getting the MVP this year.
I love watching that dude play.
He's an exciting player.
So fun. And then some of the times where, even though he's a great runner, where he'll sit in the pocket and his pocket presence has gotten better and better. And some of the throws that dude makes, it's wild.
Dude, he's got like 2 4,000-yard seasons or something. Like the whole thing of he can't throw is a complete myth.
Oh, absolutely it is. Abso-freaking-lutely. No, I mean, name a GM or a head coach around the league who wouldn't just give up the farm to have him. Like he's a very, very rare talent. Okay, there's no segue to this last one. I'm more of a Coke guy. I don't know about you guys. I like Coke products more. I don't really drink any of that stuff anymore. But if I had to, I would go Coke. But this, and I searched this, and allegedly this is real. It doesn't seem real. Pepsi fans, this is what you can read it on the screen here. Pepsi fans will soon be able to smell like their favorite soda thanks to this body wash. Glamlight is releasing a Pepsi Vanilla Slushy Body Scrub and a Pepsi Wild Cherry Body Wash.
Ooh, I was going to ask if they had cherry.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, imagine the lights go down, Barry White comes on, and your spouse smells like a cherry Pepsi. Like, I don't know. I mean, some of you are like, thank you, Jesus. It's finally here. Some of you need to sit down right now. You should sit down. It's getting awkward.
I do, baby.
But that's an interesting. I mean, we're in the era now where Gwyneth Paltrow is making candles that smell like vaginas, and we have Pepsi body wash.
Yes. See, I would go more Fresca. I think with the grapefruit, sort of body scrub to it, that would be my preference.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, a little citrus.
Right.
Nice.
I'd like to see them combine with some of the other Yum Brands products for more body care. Like you can get some like Taco Bell mild sauce for like hair gel.
Yes.
Like,
Slick it
some
back.
Some crushed up Doritos for exfoliating your face.
Oh yeah, a Funyun bath bomb.
You see someone like having rubbed themselves in this, like doing the George Costanza pose, laying and waiting for their girl, smelling like Pepsi, eating a beef jerky stick, trying to look all sexified.
Vinegar and salt pork rind conditioner.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
John
it's
Silver's candles. smell
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, what
Is
a
that
time
Hush
to be
Puppy
alive.
candle? It sure is. Sure
Dude,
is.
I would like a Swiss cake roll candle.
Ooh.
Okay, that would be very. My wife would hate that. She likes that, but she doesn't like the super sweet smells. Like you light like a super sweet candle.
Like sugar cookie,
Not happening. Not happening.
that's one
Yeah,
of
don't
my
like you
favorites.
come to the house. Don't bring that up. It's like thanks for having me. You don't have to bring anything anyways. But like, don't bring a sweet candle. Oh, that'll be fun to watch her pretend. Be like, this is so nice. Thank you.
Fun to say. I think
She's lying.
that's what I'm gonna bring is a sweet candle now.
All right. Well, it's been fun, boys.
Yeah.
Hope that you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on Thursday. Plenty more to talk about. Soccer coach, by the way, so we'll talk about that. Soccer coach signed to. I don't really care. We probably won't talk about it. But he's been signed through 2030. So I'll pretend to care. I'll pretend that we've got other great things coming. I don't even know what's coming, but it's going to be awesome. So we'll see you Thursday. Hit that like button. Be safe. Be smart. Be free.
We got balls and banter.